runs counter entirely with what you heard for the past 90 minutes or so. To Chris Wallace now, his analysis in Washington. What you hear, Chris?
Well, I was impressed by both of the witnesses. They were very careful in what they said. I was particularly struck when Fiona Hill was asked about the July 25th phone call. She didn't even want to talk about it. You know, this, of course, is the call that the president released. It's been declassified. But she said, I wasn't there for it. There are questions of executive privilege. And she was very, very careful in what she said. So the point being that neither of them seemed to come with any particular animus or any kind of political point of view. What becomes clear in all of this is that everybody that was associated with this, and we're talking about the chief policy advisor to the ambassador in Ukraine and the top person for Ukrainian issues in the National Security Council, everybody seemed to be working off the same set of facts. And the set of facts were that Rudy Giuliani was working on behalf of the president, that Gordon Sondland was working on behalf of the president, that he was a direct conduit to the president, the kind of person who could get the president on a phone call on his cell phone in a patio of a restaurant in Ukraine, and that they all believed the same thing, which was that there was a quid pro quo. If you wanted a meeting with the president, you were going to have to agree to investigate the 2016 allegations of Ukrainian involvement in the 2016 election, as well as Burisma also. And I agree with Brett that you hear Sondland and other people saying, well, you know, I didn't think Burisma necessarily meant Biden as far as they were concerned, and certainly as far as everybody they say in Ukraine was concerned. In high political circles, it meant exactly that. I am interested. It doesn't directly reflect on what's going to happen with this investigation and impeachment, but I was also struck by Fiona Hill saying that the Russians really weren't picking a side. They just want to sow discord. And I'd be quite frankly surprised if the Republicans, even though it gets a little bit off the track, don't go after her on the question of the Steele dossier and whether or not they were also using, you know, if they were using the Trump campaign to try to sow discord, whether they were also using the Clinton campaign, and whether the Clinton campaign, by getting Christopher Steele to go and get information from Russian sources, was in fact playing into the Russian and the Putin game plan. So I'll be very interested to hear whether that comes up in the cross-examination by the Republicans.
Yeah, what strikes me, Chris,